Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to Gentle Yoga and Wellness. Please make sure to subscribe so I can continue to post 3 new yoga videos each week. Today, I have a gentle yoga class for seniors and beginners. Throughout the class, I'll be showing different levels of modification. So please make sure to listen to your body and do what feels right for you. All right, let's get started. Today, we're actually going to start on our back. So we're going to mix it up a little bit. You can start to come onto your back. You can bend your knees and then very slowly reach your arms in front of you. Use your abdominals to lower yourself down to a lying position. Once you're lying on your mat, you can bring the soles of your feet close to your hips. Keep your knees bent. And then on your next inhale, reach both of your arms overhead so that your biceps come close to your ears. As you exhale, release your hands back down to the mat. We'll do that again. Take a deep breath in. Reach both of your arms overhead, bringing your biceps close to your ears. Exhale, release the arms down to the mat. Do that 2 more times. Deep breath in, reach overhead. And then exhale, slowly lower your hands back down to the earth. Take a deep breath in, reach overhead. Exhale and slowly release. This time, plant the palms of your hands down to your mat. Start to slowly lift your hips up toward the sky and come into a baby bridge pose. Good. Release your hips back down to the mat. We'll do that again with our breath. Take a deep breath in and lift your hips up towards the sky. Come to bridge pose. Exhale, release your hips down to your mat. We'll do that twice more with our breath. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, slowly release. One more time. Inhale, come to baby bridge pose. Exhale, lower the hips back down. Good. You can keep the hips where they are for a moment. This time, as you inhale, we'll reach our arms overhead and lift the hips at the same time. So once you're ready, make sure your feet are firmly rooted into the earth. And then inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, lower the arms and lower the hips at the same time. We'll do that again with our breath. Inhale, lift the arms and the hips. Exhale, lower the arms and the hips back down to the earth. Good. Let's do that twice more with our breath. Inhale and rise. Exhale and slowly release. One more time. Take a deep breath in, reach overhead, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the arms and the hips back down to your mat. Nice job. From here, start to hug both of your knees into your chest and gently start to rock from side to side. Just give yourself a little back massage here. You can move in a circular motion, or you can move side to side. Just start to move in a way that feels good to your body today. Once you feel complete, you can release your arms from your legs. Keep your knees bent and bring the soles of your feet close to your hips. take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. From here, begin to lift your right ankle. Place your right ankle on top of your left thigh and come into figure 4 pose. So you're welcome to stay right here in figure 4 pose, or if you'd like a deeper hip opening stretch, you can take your hands and interlace your hands behind your left leg. Lift your left leg off of the ground and begin to hug your left thigh into your chest. Just pause here for a moment. Breathe into this figure 4 stretch. Good. Let's take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, release your hands, bring both of your feet down to your mat and keep your knees bent. Once again, take your feet out about hip distance or a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And then this time we'll take our left ankle on top of our right thigh, coming to figure 4 stretch on the opposite side. So you're welcome to stay right here, or if you'd like to deepen this hip opening stretch, you can interlace your hands and take them around your right thigh. Begin to lift your right leg off of the mat and gently hug your right thigh into your chest. Good. Just pause here, breathe into this stretch. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, you can release your hands and lower both of your feet back down to the earth. From here, start to extend both your legs out long, point through your toes. Reach both of your arms overhead and point through your fingers. So we're coming into stick pose for a full body stretch. Think about reaching through your fingers and reaching through your toes. Think about lengthening and expanding through your entire body. Let's take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you can relax your arms down, relax your legs. Slowly begin to rock onto one side and use your hand to push yourself up. Thread your legs underneath you and come up to tabletop position. So you're gonna just come up to your hands and your knees. And in tabletop position, take a moment, make sure that your knees are stacked under your hips. Make sure your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. In this pose, you'll want to spread your fingertips out wide and then start to take your gaze in front of you. We're going to start with some cat-cows here and warm up through the spine. So on your next inhale, start to lift your chest and take your gaze slightly up. As you exhale, round through the back. Inhale and rise. Exhale, round through the back. Good. Take a deep breath in, lift through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, hollow out the belly and round the back. We'll do that once more. Inhale, rise for cow pose. Exhale, slowly release for cat pose. And come back to a neutral spine. And then from here, start to reach your left arm to the top of the mat. So reach your left arm to the top of the mat and then take your right arm and thread it underneath for thread the needle pose. You'll relax your ear and cheek down to the earth and keep your hips lifted up towards the sky. In this stretch, you should feel a nice opening in your shoulder, and it's all through your back. Once you're ready, slowly begin to rise and come back up to tabletop position. From tabletop position, we're going to come into high plank and do a little bit of core and abdominal engagement. So you can take your hands a little bit further in front of you, curl your toes under, and then lift your hips off of the mat. Try to keep a nice flat back. So you're not lifting through the hips, but you want to keep the hips level with the rest of the body. Good. Just take your gaze slightly down. And then if this is too intense for your body, you're welcome to lower your knees to the mat. That's a great option as well. So let's just breathe here for a moment. You might feel a little bit of heat in the body as you're engaging your abdominal and your core. Let's take one more inhale, and then exhale, slowly lower your knees down to the mat. From here, take your knees out wide to the sides of your mat. Reach your fingertips to the top of the mat and come to child's pose. In child's pose, if your forehead is not reaching all the way down to the earth, you're welcome to use a block underneath your forehead for a little bit of support. Slowly begin to rise and come to face the long end of your mat. So you're just going to rotate your body. If you're using a block today, you can grab your block, place it on the lowest setting, and just sit on your block. So you're going to place that block right underneath your sit bones, and we're coming into hero's pose. So for hero's pose, you're going to be sitting just like I'm sitting right now. So you're sitting on your legs with your legs facing forward. And in this pose, you'll feel a nice stretch on the tops of your thighs and your hip flexor. So once you're in position, start to roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. If you don't have a block today, that's fine. You can sit in hero's pose without a block. It just looks like this. Your knees will be a little bit closer together, and then you're just sitting on your legs. That's a great option as well. So either way, with a block or without a block. And then once your lower body is in position, again, lift the chest, sit up tall. We're going to do a few shoulder shrugs here. So start to take your shoulders up, back, and down. And then do that again. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. Let's do that a couple more times. So just relaxing and releasing the shoulders. Good, nice job. You can just relax your shoulders down. From here, begin to take your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Sit up tall and then rotate from your waist. Take your gaze over to the right. So we're coming into a gentle twist in our hero's pose. And if this twist is uncomfortable in your body, you're welcome to stay in hero's, just facing forward. Good, let's take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release, rotate, and face forward. We'll do one more round of shoulder shrugs. So start to take your shoulders up, back, and down. And then do that again. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. Let's just continue this circular motion with the shoulders. Good, one more time. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. You can just release your shoulders, relax them down. This time, begin to take your right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Sit up tall, and then slowly begin to rotate and take your gaze over to the left. We're coming into that gentle rotation in hero's pose. And again, if this feels uncomfortable in your body, you're welcome to stay in hero's pose, but just facing forward. Let's take one more inhale, and then exhale, release, and face forward. Nice job. You can go ahead and sit up and remove your block if you're using a block, and place your block off to the side. From here, start to take your legs long out in front of you. So extend your legs long, and we're going to come into staff pose. Start to flex your feet, sit up tall, and then begin to take the sole of your right foot into your inner left thigh. So just like I'm sitting right now, this is called half cobbler's pose. And in half cobbler's pose, once you have your legs in position, you want to sit up tall, and then very slowly start to hinge forward and reach towards your extended leg. So reach towards your left leg. And you can take your hands down to your calf, to your ankle, or if it's working in your body, you can reach down and grab the sole of your foot. So just notice what's feeling right. You don't want to feel any pain or discomfort, just a gentle stretch. Once you've found that spot where you are getting a nice gentle stretch, start to relax your gaze down to the earth. So you want to relax your head and neck. Once you're ready, you can slowly begin to rise and come back up to a neutral spine. So sit up tall. And then from here, begin to take the soles of your feet together. So you're going to bend both of your knees and take the soles of your feet together for butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. You might need to scoot around a little bit to find your sit bones. And then you should feel the stretch in your inner thighs and your hips. So in this pose, if it's feeling pretty intense, one thing you can do is you can take your feet a little bit further away from you so that you're making more of a diamond shape with your legs. And that'll lessen the intensity of the stretch. Another option would be to take some blocks and place them right underneath your legs. I'll show you what that looks like. So you just place your blocks on the lowest setting and then put them underneath your legs for a little bit of support. Great. So once your legs are in position, you can start to take your hands and grab onto your feet. You can sit up tall. You're welcome to stay right here, or if you'd like a little bit deeper stretch, you can very slowly start to hinge forward from your waist. Once you're feeling that spot with a gentle stretch, take your gaze down to the earth. So relax your head and your neck. Very, very slowly start to rise and come back up to a neutral spine. Once you're sitting up tall, you can take your hands on the outside of your thighs and gently pull your legs in towards midline. If you're using blocks, go ahead and set those off to the side. And then from here, come back to staff pose. So once again, extend both of your legs long out in front of you and flex through your feet. This time, we're going to take the sole of our left foot into our right inner thigh. So just switching sides, and then sit up tall. Once you're ready, you can very slowly start to hinge forward. Take your hands either to your calf, to your ankle, or if it's working in your body today, you can take your hands down to the sole of your foot. So once you've found that spot with a nice gentle stretch, remember no pain, right? So we don't want to feel any pain or discomfort. But once you feel a comfortable, gentle stretch, start to relax your head and neck and take your gaze down to the earth. Good. You can very slowly begin to rise. And then one more time, we're going to take both of the soles of our feet together for butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Remember, you can make that diamond shape with your legs. Also, option to take those blocks and place them underneath your legs for some support. This time, we're going to change the position of our hands a little bit. So we're going to take our hands and put them behind our hips with our fingertips facing behind us or away from us. And gently push into your hands to lift your chest. Good. So this is going to deepen the stretch a little bit. If this is too deep, you're welcome to take your hands back to your feet. Just make sure that you're listening to your body today. Good. Let's take a couple deep breaths together. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And then a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Good. Nice job. You can start to use your hands to bring your knees back in towards midline. And then from here, come into tabletop position. So you're going to thread your legs behind you, and you're going to come up onto your hands and your knees. Take a moment, make sure your knees are stacked under your hips, and make sure your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. Spread your fingertips out wide and take your gaze in front of you. We'll do a few cat-cows here. So once you're ready, take a deep breath in and begin to lift your chest. As you exhale, slowly round through the back. Inhale and rise, lift through the chest. Exhale, slowly round through the back. Good. Take a deep breath in. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. As you exhale, hollow out your belly and round your back. Inhale, come to cow pose. Exhale, release, come to cat pose. And you can slowly return to a neutral spine, so just come back to tabletop position. From here, begin to reach your right arm to the top of the mat, thread your left arm underneath, and come into thread the needle pose. So just relax your ear and cheek down to the mat. Keep your hips lifted up to the sky. Should feel a nice stretch in your shoulder, and then a lengthening and expansion through your back. Good. Once you're ready, you can slowly rise and come back up to tabletop position. From here, we're going to come into high plank pose. So we're going to work on that core and abdominal engagement. So you can take your hands a little bit closer to the top of the mat. Curl your toes under and then lift your hips up. Come to high plank. Remember, we don't want to lift our hips up like this. We want to keep our body in a nice straight line. And we do that by engaging through the abdominals. You can always lower your knees here for a little bit less intensity. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower your knees. Begin to take your knees wide out to the sides of your mat. We're going to come to child's pose. So reach your fingertips to the top of the mat. Begin to relax your forehead down to the earth. Remember, you can use a block underneath your forehead if you need a little bit of extra support. And slowly begin to rise. Come back up to tabletop position. From here, rotate and come onto your backside. So come onto your sit bones, bend your knees, and then very slowly reach your hands in front of you. Lower yourself down to a lying position. Once you're lying on your mat, just come into a comfortable lying position as we come into our final Shavasana pose. So just get comfortable, relax your arms and legs, and begin to close your eyes. We'll spend the next couple minutes here just relaxing and releasing in our Shavasana pose. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. Just begin to notice the feeling and sensation of your breath in your body. Notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. Notice the sensation of air against your nostrils as you inhale. Notice how the air that you exhale is a little bit warmer. It's been warmed by your body and your breathing. Notice how your belly expands as you breathe in and out, almost as if you're inflating a balloon. Start to think about lengthening and expanding your breath. So just really taking your time as you breathe in and out. We'll stay here for 3 more cycles of breath. Once more, take a deep breath in, and then a long, slow exhale. Start to gently bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. You can gently rock your head from side to side. Once you're ready, begin to open your eyes. Slowly rock onto one side. Use your hand to push yourself up and come to a seated position. You can take your hands to prayer center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope to see you soon. Namaste.